Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to this live presentation. The topic is how to feel like a god amongst men. All right, so just to clarify, I'm not saying how to become a god, I'm saying how to feel like one, right? And this is subjective because what you might think a god would feel like may be different from me, but I think we may have some similarities in that, so I'll talk about it. So when I think about a God, how would a God feel? I think about power. A God would feel powerful, right? He would feel confidence. He would feel wise, right? He would feel capable, right? He would feel strong. He would feel bright, right? Radiance. Okay, so that's the feeling we're going for here. And so I've came up with my own formula for this on how you can feel those kind of feelings like powerful, confident, radiant, bright, wise, you know what I mean? Like how a God would feel, right? If a God was walking amongst men, I'm sure he would be experiencing those feelings or have that kind of energy, right? And so when you have that kind of energy, at least from my experience, things are a lot easier, right? If you feel powerful, if you feel confident, if you feel wise, if you feel capable, life becomes a lot easier. So my formula for this has been, applying your intelligence. So it's a way of living. If you want to get this feeling, I'm not showing you how to fake it. I'm showing you how to actually get it, right? You have to live in such a way where you feel like you deserve to feel this way, right? So you'd have to live in a way where you're valuing intelligence. You'd have to live in a way where you're in control of your emotions. So not that you're not feeling emotions, but you're in control of them, right? So what would that mean? You'd have to live in a disciplined way. That's how you enforce or demonstrate control over your emotions, right? So applying your intelligence throughout your day, living for intelligence as a value. Another way to put that would be living for truth, right? So instead of bullshitting yourself or, listening to opinions of others or whatever, live for your own truth. Live for what you believe is the right thing, what you believe is the right things to do and the right way to be. You have to live that way, right? Because there's a feeling that's going to come with that. Okay, the second part is discipline. So applying discipline throughout your day so you feel capable, you feel powerful, you feel in control of your emotions, right? The third one is basically living in a way where you're not really resisting what's happening externally, right? Because you can't control what's going to happen throughout your day externally, right? Like you can control what you do. You can control how you're thinking about things, how you're feeling about things. You can control that. But what's going to happen externally, you can't really control. Like shit's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, right? But you can control how you respond to it. And so this is how you get this feeling, is when you just have an understanding of, I can control my thoughts, I can control my mind, I control how I respond to things. And that's what's gonna give you this feeling of a God amongst men. But it's a way of living. So it's not like a one-time thing. You have to actually start living like this. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. My day, I feel very powerful. Like these feelings that I associate with the God, I feel very powerful. I feel confident. I feel wise. I feel disciplined. I feel all these things. Why? Because I'm living that way. Like my day is set up in a way where when I go through my day, I'm living, above average, I would say. I'm living in a way that I would say is above average, right? And you have to live a day that you're proud of living. Like you have to look at your day and say, am I proud of how I lived my day? Am I proud of how I'm handling my day? Am I proud of how I handled the challenges for the day? Am I proud of how disciplined I was for the day? Did I apply my intelligence or did I let my emotions get a hold of me and have me doing some shit that I didn't want to do? It's just a very clear, sharp way of living, and you just feel powerful when you live this way. Like literally, you want to have a day where you're just sharp. You're handling what you can handle, right? As I said, you can't handle what other people gonna do. You can't handle what is gonna happen externally. You don't know if it's gonna rain or if it's gonna snow, or whatever. Like that shit's just gonna happen. That's nature doing its thing. But I'm talking about you internally. You can control how you operate throughout your day. You can control being a man of your word. Are you doing what you said you were gonna do? Are you sticking to your schedule, or are you pussying out of shit? Are you making excuses? Like, those are the things that's gonna create your feeling, right? It's what you do right now that's gonna create your feeling in the future, right? So what I do right now is gonna create how I'm gonna feel moments after this. And I'm aware of this. So you gotta think like that. When you're doing something, maybe you're doing something that's uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Or something you don't wanna do or whatever. But just remind yourself, when I get through this, how am I gonna feel? You're gonna feel accomplished. You're gonna feel like you're doing your shit. You're gonna feel powerful. You're gonna feel strong. And this is when you have this vibe, when you get around people, like, you know, most people are bullshitting. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be real. Like, most people, they're not handling their shit. They're not on point. They're not being a man of the word. They're not doing that stuff. So when you get around them, you could feel the difference in energy, right? You could feel, like, you feel more radiant. You feel more powerful. You feel, you know what I mean? Your vibe is more on point. And you get around people and you see them and they look sluggish. They look, you know, robotic. They look like they don't want to be alive. Sometimes they look like zombies and shit like that. And it's because they're not really living a life that they're proud of. They're not really doing what they want to do. They're not really handling their shit. They're not really going after their goals. They're not really doing what they said they were going to do. They keep making the same mistakes over and over. And so you just gotta say, man, I'm gonna just get sharp about my life. So literally making intelligence one of your values, one of your priorities, to live with intelligence, live with with truth, right? Like, be a man who looks for the truth, right? And the truth is painful sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, facing the truth, like facing whether or not you're really stepping up, facing yourself in the mirror. Am I really living how I want to live? Am I really doing what I want to do? You know what I mean? Am I really expressing myself how I want to express myself? Like, it's not easy to do that. It can be painful. But that's where the strength comes from. That's where the power comes from. That's where the confidence comes from facing yourself and knowing that you handled your demons throughout the day, right? And then each day builds on the next day. So if you're sharp consistently day after day after day, your vibe just keeps getting better. It doesn't get worse. It gets better, okay? And that's the mindset. That's the mindset. Like, you want to keep improving your vibe, keep improving this feeling, keep feeling more stronger, more courageous. This is how you tackle these challenges that are going to keep coming up. Because life is consistently going to challenge you. That's not going to go away. As you level up, the challenge actually gets greater. But if you're being sharp, if you're handling your shit, if you're doing your thing, you're building up your confidence, bro. You're building up your feeling of being capable. You're building up your ability to be bold, to be, you know what I mean? To be sharp, to be on point, to step up, right? You keep proving to yourself over and over that you're the type of man that steps up. You're the type of man that handles his shit. And so you just keep getting more confident, right? Your belief keeps increasing. You keep believing in yourself. You know what I mean? You keep proving to yourself that you can handle shit. You start believing in yourself more. You start having more faith, right? So the formula, just to break it down for you again, is living with intelligence as a value, like applying intelligence throughout your day, not letting your emotions cloud your thinking. You know, having control over your emotions, emotional mastery, right? You do this through discipline. Discipline has to be a high value for you. The discipline was something I tried to run away from for some time. Like, I didn't want to be disciplined. I wanted to be the guy that I wanted to figure out how to be successful and be lazy. Now, that shit doesn't work, man. Like, shit, if there's somebody who figured that out, great. But it didn't work for me. Being lazy did not get me shit. Just going with the flow. You know what I mean? There's a way to go with the flow, but, like, you still gotta have discipline, though. Like, when I say go with the flow, like, there's a way to flow but still be disciplined. It's like, once you're disciplined consistently, it starts to feel like a flow, because discipline becomes a part of you. It no longer feels forced. In the beginning, it's gonna be hard to be disciplined. In the beginning, it's gonna be hard to step out your comfort zone consistently. It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy to do these things. But if you stay consistent, doing the things that you're supposed to do, being the way you want to be, it becomes a part of you. It becomes natural. And then you can go with the flow. Then you could just flow with it, right? You just got to maintain that vibe, and you can amplify it if you want. You know what I mean? And naturally, you will end up amplifying it, because, as I said, life's going to challenge you. And as you step up to these challenges and handle these challenges, you're going to keep getting stronger, right? You're going to keep getting sharper. You're going to see the rewards, right? When you're consistent, when you're living for intelligence, living for truth, living for discipline, having, having mastery over your emotions, not letting your emotions control you, you start to see the rewards that come with that, right? You'll start to see evidence that you're moving towards your goals. You start to see your vision start to come into reality, right? And it's because you've been so consistent with your way of being. So when you do these things, you get around, like, just being real with you, get around other people, and now you're more of like a role model now, because people are looking at you like, man, this dude, how is he doing this? How is he so on point? Why is his energy so great? Yeah, it's because I've been living a life that I'm proud of, living a life that, I feel is God-like, right? Like, if a God came down and he was living, I'm pretty sure he'd be living for intelligence, right? How would we determine he's a God, right? We would assume he would be more intelligent than us, and he would be demonstrating that intelligence, right? We would assume he'd be more disciplined than us, and he'd be demonstrating that discipline. We'd assume he'd be more courageous than us, and he'd be demonstrating that courage, right? And so look at these qualities. What are these qualities that you would expect a God to have, and start living like this? Because you can, right? It's just because no one ever told us that we could step our game up. No one ever told us how much potential we have. So you have to tell yourself this. Like, yo, no, I'm slacking, bro. I could do more. I could be better. I could be more disciplined. I could be sharper, right? But you have to have a reason, right? This is another thing. You got to create a reason for being on point. Because if you don't have a strong enough reason, a strong enough why, strong enough goal, you're not going to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So you got to know what your goals are. You got to write your goals down. You got to write your vision down. And you got to stick to it, commit to it. Literally every single day. I don't miss a day. I write my goals down. I write my vision down. Okay, I say my affirmations every single day. Okay, I read the type of shit that I want to go and feed into my brain. The type of shit that's going to make me wiser, that's going to make me more intelligent, make me more powerful, better communicator, more confident. I make sure I'm taking in the right information that's going to allow me to maintain the beingness and improve the beingness that I am. I don't want to decline. I don't want to get worse. I don't want to go back to the old condition. So take matters into your own hands. You start taking responsibility for your life. Start taking responsibility for the way you're being, right? For your actions, for your mindset, for your emotions. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming the external factors. Stop blaming, this and that, or that and that, this and that, here and there. No, just take responsibility. Because the thing is, if you don't take responsibility, then shit ain't gonna go your way. You're hopeless at that point, right? The only thing you can do is take responsibility, because nobody's gonna come and rescue you. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna come and save you, so it's you gonna have to save yourself, right? And so this is the mindset, right? It's just getting out of this. It's okay, just survive, just have enough, just long as you're staying afloat, everything's okay. Yeah, okay, if you live like that, you're not going to feel like a god, right? You're just going to feel, regular, or feel like, what's the point, right? You just feel like something's missing, shit like that. But when you're actually living how you want to live, when you're actually going after your goals, going after your purpose, you know what I mean? Being focused, being disciplined, all these values that you would expect a god or somebody of high caliber or high value to have, you start taking on these qualities and start living like that. You are how you act. You are your behavior. You are how you live. That's how people determine, the type of guy you are. And that's how you determine how you are too. You think the way you're thinking of yourself based on how you have been acting. And so if you want to see yourself in a better light, you want to see yourself as a high value man, a high caliber man, a man worthy of beautiful women, a man worthy of a great life, a man worthy of these things, you got to start living like that, right? I'm not going to tell you, go around and pretend to be something. No, start living like that. It's your actions that will determine how you see yourself, that will determine your identity, how you feel about yourself, right? I feel a certain way about myself because of the actions I'm taking throughout my day. I'm very on point, doing exactly what I said I'm going to do when I say I'm going to do it, and I handle my shit over and over and over again. So what do you think that's going to do for my confidence? What do you think that's going to do for my mindset? What do you think that's going to do to my energy, my beingness? How grounded am I going to be as a man? How grounded am I going to be in my masculinity if I'm actually living a life of a man that's grounded in his masculinity, right? It's walking your talk, bro. However you want to feel, you're going to have to act in that way. Take the actions associated with that feeling. You want to feel like a God, you're going to have to take actions like a God. Do things that a God would do, right? Your version of it, right? Right? Your version of it, not somebody else's version of it, your version of it. You decide how a God would be if you had to be one, right? And it's that's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you walk around, I am a God. I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying it's the feeling. How would a God feel? I bet he would feel great. So imagine if you felt great. How would your life change? How would you step up in your life? How would you be more consistent? Wouldn't you? Right? If you started seeing yourself, seeing yourself as greatness, seeing yourself as amazing, seeing yourself as however you need to see yourself, so you can start moving towards your goal and stop wasting time, stop bullshitting. You know what I mean? So that's my advice on how to feel like a God amongst men, is taking on these qualities that you believe a God would have. You know what I mean? God would feel powerful. He would feel confident. He would feel courageous. He would feel wise. He'd feel disciplined. He'd feel sharp. He'd feel capable. He'd feel in control of his emotions. And so these feelings, you can create these feelings through your actions, right? If you want to feel disciplined, start living a disciplined life. If you want to feel confident, start doing your shit, handling your shit, being consistent. That's how you build confidence. You build confidence by demonstrating to yourself that you're doing what you said you're going to do, that you're overcoming the challenges, that you're actually, you know what I mean, demonstrating that you're capable of taking action. You're capable of making things happen. You have to, prove to yourself. You have to deserve the feeling you want to have. There's a certain feeling you want to have. Go and deserve it, right? I wake up early in the morning. I say my affirmation. Think about this. Imagine somebody does this every day. How would this person feel? You wake up early every morning. You say positive affirmations the first thing you do in the morning, okay? Then after that, you go straight into a workout. People say, oh, I missed my workout. Oh, da, da, da. Why don't you just do your workout first thing in the morning? You're too tired. Okay, well, you're not going to feel like a God. That's it. You're just going to feel like a guy that's too tired. That's it. Okay, you do your workout, right? I'm not saying you got to live exactly like me, but I'm just saying, how do you think this person will feel, right? Wake up early, say their affirmations, do their workout, right? After that, they do a cold shower. After that, listen to some positive material, some positive videos or positive audios, right? To start the day off in the right state of mind. Write down your goals. Write down your goals, write down your vision, write down the feelings you want to feel for the day. Literally, you see, you're creating your day. You can actually create your day. Start off your day on the right note, right? Start off your day on the right note, on the right path. So the rest of the day, you can just continue on that path of being disciplined, of doing what is necessary to create the day that you'd like to have, all right? So you write your goals down. And you want to have a schedule. You want to know exactly what you're doing for the day. You know what I mean? You want to know exactly what you're doing, because you don't want to be just floating in the wind. Whatever comes up and then throws off your day and throws off your vibe. No, have a specific schedule and don't break your schedule. Just follow your schedule. Set it up in a way that if you follow that schedule and at the end of the day, you'd be proud. You'd be able to lay your head on your pillow and say, I did my shit for the day. Looking forward to the next day, right? But it's when you didn't handle your shit, when you look through the day, you said, damn, I didn't do nothing today. That's when how you gonna feel? You're gonna feel like shit, right? So it's you have to take necessary actions to create the necessary feelings you want to have, right? You want to feel powerful, you gotta live a powerful day, okay? You want to feel confident. It's whatever you want to feel, you got to put in the energy to create that feeling, right? You don't just hope for the feeling. You just hope you're relying on luck at that point. It's you have to create it. You have to get responsible, okay? However you want to feel, you can actually create that, right? You just start where you are, right? You start where you are and you start taking little actions each day that are going to get you to where you want to be. And you do it every single day. You treat every single day like it's important. You treat every single day like it's precious, like it's a precious day, because you don't know if you're going to get another day, right? There's no certainty in that, right? You can literally die at any second. Like, that's just facts. So you need to start treating your day with more importance, treating your time with more importance, start valuing your time more, right? You know, instead of pretending like you have a million years to do something. You don't have a million years. You actually don't know how many years you have. So you might as well just make sure you're doing your shit, so at least you'll have no regrets. You see, that's where I'm at right now. I'm making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm taking the actions I need to take. I'm living the way I want to live. So no matter what happens, I won't have no regrets, because I could say I was doing my best, right? You got to tap into your potential. You know what your best is. You know what your potential is. So you can't bullshit yourself. You know, when you go to sleep at night, you know if you was on point, if you did what you were supposed to do, or were you blaming other people or complaining or making excuses, all right? So that's the advice, man. If you want to, feel like a god amongst men, basically just feel powerful, confident, strong, dominant, capable, all these great qualities, you're going to have to live like that. You're going to have to take on those behaviors, take on that mindset, you know what I mean? And start taking control, responsibility of your life. All right, if you're a man watching this, you're not in the Sexy Beast tribe, definitely want to get in there. We focus on how a man can become grounded in his masculinity, able to express himself authentically and be a leader. These are qualities that are attractive to women. These are qualities that are attractive to everyone, A man who is grounded in his masculinity, can express himself authentically, and can lead is an attractive man. It's a cool man to be around, right? Especially if he's positive and he's, he's loving life and he has good vibes, right? That's another part to it. But these core qualities, if you can amplify them and develop them within yourself, you'll get women, bro. Women won't be a problem. Success won't be a problem. These things will happen because you're being who you need to be to create the results you want to create. All right, so I'll leave a link to the group in the comment section. Go ahead, join the group, get a ton of value. I'll see you inside. Peace.